Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pre-snap at Game On Wisconsin, sponsored by Artec Ventures. The goal at Artec Ventures is to collaborate closely with founders throughout all the investment and fundraising stages, turning their visions into successful companies. Artec Ventures has been helping it turn great ideas into profitable businesses since 2020 that make an impact on industries, communities, and beyond. So thank you to Artec Ventures for taking care of us as always. Ladies and gentlemen, it is game day. Green Bay Packers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. We have our first high noon game of the season. I am very excited for what's going to occur today. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a very exciting show, to say the least. I have a lot of things to say personally. First and foremost, the Packers are destroyed on the injury front. Can we just talk about that real quick? I'll run down the entire injury lineup in a second, but oh my gosh, the Packers do not have the players that we are supposed to have. I don't know where they went. I don't know what's going on, but oh my gosh, this is going to be something that we need to look at, not just today, because I'm not worried about today. The Green Bay Packers, according to ESPN Football's Power Index, they only have a 54% chance of winning, which, in my personal opinion, is complete BS. The Cincinnati Bengals do not scare me, okay? Eli Apple and Trey Waynes as the two starting corners for the Cincinnati Bengals does not scare me. So if you're going to look at me and say, we've got a problem today, then in my personal opinion, we got some issues on that side too. Happy birthday to Brett Favre and MVS. I did not know. I saw Jacob tweet out that it was MVS's birthday. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to hit you. I saw that it was MVS's birthday. I did not know it was also Brett Favre's birthday. So yes, no Elton Jenkins. That is unfortunate. Apparently, that is news. I have not seen that in the last 30 seconds since I went live. So that's unfortunate. But to some extent, you can live with that. So let's just break down real quick on the injury front what we've got going on. So first and foremost, something that we did not expect was Josh Myers out today with a finger injury that apparently he had been playing through, and he's not going to be able to go today. Elton Jenkins out. I believe Jalen Smith also not playing. Jack Heflin out. Vernon Scott out. And then you also still have David Bakhtiari not playing. MVS not playing. So the Packers on the injury front just are not looking good. And it's unfortunate, but there's only so much that Green Bay can do when your guys can't go. We talked about this on the post route last week with Mike Kawanu the week before. The Packers are a conservative team when it comes to injuries. Now, should they be as conservative as they're being right now? I'm not one to make that decision. I'm not in charge of the Green Bay Packers. I'm sitting here talking about the Green Bay Packers, but I'm not in charge whatsoever. Have absolutely no medical experience. My sister's a nurse. That's the best I can give you. So when you're looking at the Packers injury report, it's not ideal. This is not something that the Packers wanted to have, but let's just think about it this way. Without your all-pro left tackle, best left tackle in football, we are 3-1. Without your all-pro left guard, most versatile offensive lineman in football, for 2 of the 4 games, you are 3-1. MVS out for a week, 3-1. The Packers have not had, even just looking at the offensive side of the football, not even going to defense yet, offensively, the Packers have not had what they needed for the majority of this season. They have not been at full strength, and they are still 3-1. So going into this football game, injuries do not concern me anymore. I am no longer fazed by injuries. You want to take out some of our best players, these boys going to step up. As Matt LaFleur said, we're going to wake up with our piss hot in Cincinnati. And I guarantee you that's what they woke up with today. Do I think Lucas Patrick is starting at center? Honestly, I would assume so. I haven't seen. I'm sure at some point in the next couple minutes we'll get the tweets about who's starting where, who's running the offensive line, what that looks like. I don't know for sure. All I know, Aaron Rodgers is taking the field in Cincinnati, and we're going to have a very good football game today. So, moving to the defensive side of the football, again, I am just looking at injuries right now. We have not actually gotten to who's going to be playing. I'm just looking at injuries right now. So, on the defensive side of the football, no Jair Alexander. That's something that A, scares me, but B, also really excites me. Now, you may say, MJ, how does that scare and excite you? Well, thank you. That's a fantastic question. I will tell you. The reason it scares and excites me, let's talk about being scared first. The reason it scares me, Jair Alexander, best corner in football. I have no doubt about it. So when the best corner in football is hurt, that scares me. I don't like it. Per Ryan Wood, Patrick was snapping with 12. Thank you, Jacob. That's the information I need because I'm focused on talking to you guys. I'm not focused on Twitter right now. But with Jair Alexander out, it terrifies me because that just weakens the entire defense. Obviously, that's basic. Everybody understands that. Everybody knows that. However, the thing that does excite me is now we've got Eric Stokes, who is going to be facing a myriad of difficult wide receivers. He's got Jamar Chase this week. That's not the most difficult matchup in the world. But next week, Allen Robinson. The week after that, Scary Terry. Then DeAndre Hopkins. Then Tyreek Hill. Then DK Metcalf. Then Justin Jefferson. So he's going to face, for however long Jair Alexander is out, Eric Stokes is going to face a myriad of very difficult wide receivers that he is going to be cornerback one for. Because Kevin King is coming off of a concussion, and we all know how it goes when Kevin King tries to guard even a number 2 wide receiver. So I don't want him even thinking about guarding another team's number 1 wide receiver. So we're going to have Eric Stokes guarding number 1 wide receivers. And boy, does that scare and excite me at the same time, because when Jair does come back, Eric Stokes is going to be poised to be one of the best number 2 corners in the league. And that's not even me being a homer. Legitimately. That is just me looking at the stats, looking at the facts. He's one of the best corners in passes deflected already this year. And now he's going to be our number 1 corner. So that's just on the injury front. Now let's get into some actual breakdowns. Offensively for Green Bay, what are my biggest things that I am looking at? This is a game that I need Green Bay to run the football. I say this every week. The Matt LaFleur offense is based off of 2 things, running the football and pre-snap motion. Get it? Pre-snap? We're on the pre-snap? Okay, good talk. Pre-snap motion, running the football. When the Green Bay Packers, and specifically when Aaron Rodgers try to play hero football, it does not go well. Aaron Rodgers, so far, is one of the worst deep threat quarterbacks in the NFL this year. Let me repeat that. Aaron Rodgers, number 12, MVP, one of the worst deep threat quarterbacks in the NFL so far this year. So what I need him to not do is to play hero ball and just say, screw it, Devontae down there somewhere. That's the mentality. I can't have, it may be Brett Favre's birthday, but I cannot have Aaron Rodgers acting like Brett Favre today. I need my number 12. I need my surgical precision quarterback to do exactly that throughout today's football game. So that's my biggest key is I need Aaron Rodgers not to play hero ball, and I need the Green Bay Packers to run the football. This is a game that Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon need to manage this football game. We're going into Cincinnati. From what I've seen on Twitter so far, there are a lot of Packers fans in Cincinnati, which don't get me wrong. I'm encouraged by that. That's very good. However, I still need the Green Bay Packers to treat this as a road game. And even though I'm very confident, there are a lot of people out there who are not as confident as I am. Among those people is apparently Vegas. If you're a betting person, which I dabble, I do my 15, 16 game parlays, throw $1 or 2 on there. I don't go crazy. But if you're a betting man or woman, the current spread Again, this is all according to ESPN. I just go look at the preview on there. This is where I'm giving you guys the information from. So if you have a different spread on your betting site, I apologize. This is what we got going on. The current spread is Packers 2.5, which to me is interesting. So, Cincinnati gets their 3 for being at home. So realistically, apparently the Packers are favored by 5.5. I recognize both teams are 3-1. Cincy is 2-0 at home. But I don't understand where that spread comes from, because in my mind, the Packers are a Super Bowl contending class team, and the Bengals are a surprise that they're in playoff contention. The Packers and Bengals are not in the same tier whatsoever. So I understand Joe Burrow's having a pretty good season. But when I'm looking at just the way the media, the way Vegas and all of the betting sites are treating this game, it confuses me a little bit, because the over-under is 51. So they're thinking this is going to be like a 27-24 Packers win, which I could see it, but I don't think this is a football game that Aaron Rodgers is going to have to go Superman to win. This isn't like the San Francisco game where Rodgers is going to have 37 seconds to go win the football game. I truly believe, and feel free to clip this and call me out on it afterwards, but I truly believe that the Packers are going to win this game handily. I have no issues. So while I'm rambling more about the offense, if you guys have any questions, what are you worried about? Ask me. What am I worried about when it comes to any position group? What are your keys to the game? Who are your MVPs you're looking at today? Still on the offense so far. I'm going to bounce back and forth between Packers and Bengals offense, but offensively, what are you worried about today? What do you think is going to give the Packers issues on offense? What do you think the Packers are going to struggle stopping the Bengals offense? So Joey Burrow and Jamar Chase. Let's just talk about that real quick. I'm actually very impressed by those two personally. I know there were all the memes at the beginning of the season. Jamar Chase can't catch the football because, what is my camera doing? I got to back up so that my camera doesn't freak out on me. Sorry, I got too close. Jamar Chase couldn't see the football apparently at the beginning of the year because it didn't have the white stripes that the college football had. Apparently that hasn't stopped him, because so far he's thrown out 300 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns in 4 games, which is very impressive for a rookie. Those are very good numbers. Joe Burrow, almost at 1,000 passing yards, 9 touchdowns, 4 picks. So if we want to stop the Bengals offense, to me, the way we do that is we are going to stop Joe Burrow. That offensive line is still not an O-line that I'm worried about, even with Zadarius Smith out, even with Jack Trash Can Heflin out. I love that man with all my heart. Even with some injuries on the defensive side for the Packers as well, all you got to do if you want to stop Joe Burrow is get to the quarterback. So Bengals pass rush might be a problem. I agree with that. And the only reason I agree with that is because the Packers O-line is very depleted. So we're running out essentially the majority of our second unit for O-line. And that does worry me. But at the same time, I like it, because what happened when the Packers O-line started to get depleted in San Francisco was Aaron Rodgers got the ball out fast. Matt LaFleur said under 2 seconds, everything, we're going to get this done, and we're going to get it done fast. That's the type of offense I want. I don't want Rodgers sitting around, chucking it deep, doing whatever. I want the Packers to run the football. I want Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon to get a lot of touches. A.J. Dillon doesn't need a good offensive line. That man's a tank. Quadzilla doesn't need a good offensive line. He can run through anybody. So, with that in mind, actually, I think this is good. This gives the Packers, can you just imagine real quick? Let me paint you a little picture. Story time with MJ. Week 10. David Bakhtiari back fully healthy, fully functional. Elton Jenkins back at left guard, fully functional. Josh Myers back, hand healthy. You've got John Runyon Jr. at right guard and Billy Turner at the right tackle. You've got the best offensive line in football. You have 2 of the best running backs in football, arguably the best running back duo behind what Cleveland's got going on. And you have the reigning MVP, the best wide receiver in football, some of the best supporting cast on the offense. They are going to be flying, functioning on all cylinders. That is the picture that I want you to think of. Injuries may be ravaging the Packers offense right now. MVS, Josh Myers, Bakhtiari, Elton Jenkins. However, there's going to come a day when the Packers are fully functional. The Packers are healthy once again, and that offense is going to be even better than they are right now. So that's the picture, Packers fans, I want you to keep in your mind, because this is a Green Bay Packers offense that is still going to function as one of the best offenses in the league. And that's without, ladies and gentlemen, that is without some of the best offensive linemen football has seen in years. So that is something that I want you to think of. That is a very positive that I want you to keep in the back of your mind. But once again, quick hitters today. I want that ball to come out fast. Really, I truly believe with all my heart that having the offensive line a little bit depleted is going to make the Packers offense more diversified. It's going to make them more capable to face any type of defense, because it's going to seem so easy when all of those guys come back. So offensively, that's what I'm looking for. Again, I'm really not concerned. The Bengals defense doesn't scare me. I don't even know off the top of my head what their ranks. Let's look at some stats real quick. Bengals allowing 18.8 points per game. But who have they played, right? Like, who have they actually played? They played Minnesota. I don't care. They played Chicago. Definitely don't care. They played Pittsburgh. Really don't care. We saw how easy that was. And they played Jacksonville. A joke. They had to come back against Jacksonville. They lost to the Bears. And they barely beat the Vikings. This is not a football team, ladies and gentlemen, that I am worried about. The Bengals may only be allowing 18 points per game, but when you play the Vikings, Bears, Steelers, and Jaguars, I'm not worried, okay? They've still allowed 250 passing yards a game, about 100 rushing yards a game. It's not something that I'm worried about whatsoever. So if you're coming in this game telling me the Bengals defense is going to do something that they're actually worrying you, there might be a couple issues. Aaron Rodgers might get hit a couple times, but that's football, man. He's going to get hit. He's going to go down a couple times, but the Green Bay Packers are still significantly the better football team. And if you don't agree with me on that, I don't know what to tell you. And if you're a Packers fan and you're actually worried on this game, I have a lot of questions for you. So before I get rolling, any last questions on the offense? I really think that Randall Cobb is going to have another good game. That, to me, we talked about this last week on the pre-snap with Alex. That, to me, was the biggest thing. With MVS out, who steps up? And it was really good to see Randall Cobb, who was brought in just for Aaron Rodgers, finally get some freaking targets. Because to me, if you bring in a guy who's supposed to be like, he's my guy, he's the guy that I trust more than anyone, other than maybe Devontae Adams, it's good to finally see that guy get some targets. So that was the most encouraging thing for me. Randall Cobb getting some targets, getting some tutties. That's what you love to see. So once again, quick recap. My keys to the game offensively: run the football. I need our power duo to get a lot of touches today, even in the screen game, things like that. Jones, Dillon need to touch the football a lot. And once again, get the ball out in under 2 seconds. That's going to be an extension of the running game. Green Bay Packers will do well. So defensively, again, just looking at what the Bengals have to offer, we're looking at the big three: Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon. I spaced there a little bit. I was like, is it really Joe Mixon? Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase. You got the triple J's over there in Cincy. And really, other than that, I'm not inherently worried. If you look at the rest of that Bengals offense, T. Higgins is also very good. Tyler Boyd is very good. So don't get me wrong here. The Bengals are going to put up some points today. Aaron Rodgers is going to have to produce a decent amount of offense to keep up, just because the Packers secondary is slightly depleted. On that, defensively, what are my keys to the game? I said this last week, and I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to keep saying it until something changes. I need my all-pro level safeties to step up and start playing like all-pros. If you care about PFF, I don't know if you do. Darnell Savage and Adrian Amos have been slowly climbing up from that Saints game where they got trashed by PFF. And the entire team got trashed, as they should. Those two have been slowly climbing up, trying to improve after that terrible performance. And I just need them to go make plays. With the Green Bay Packers suffering, Jair Alexander out, Kevin King coming back, and dear goodness, I don't want that man covering anyone with any skill. I need the Green Bay Packers safeties: Darnell Savage, Adrian Amos. I'm looking at you. I know you're not going to watch this, but I'm looking at you. I need you to step up today and make plays. Darnell Savage might have to get down there and play in the slot. We might need some people to get up here and press. I need Darnell Savage flying around this field today because without Jair Alexander, again, I'm not inherently concerned, but this is not a football game that I want to lose because Jair Alexander is out. And don't get me wrong, there's some boys on that Cincinnati offense, but this is not a football game that the Green Bay Packers should lose. But it does, in some sense, in 1% of me, feel like it could possibly be a trap game. I still don't think so, but it's a possibility. It's a possibility for sure. Joe Mixon has an ankle issue, but he's still playing. I saw that throughout the week because I have him on one of my fantasy teams. So I had to, make sure that the boy was good to go to some extent. So I think I may have him in a flex. I'll have to go check that out before we wrap up here. So with Joe Mixon not at 100%, Jamar Chase, they got a good receiving core. This really is going to be a shootout. So defensively, my biggest key to the game has to do with those safeties. And the other key to the game is Joe Barry. I need Joe Barry to continue to up the ante on this defense. I heard so much coming into the season about how this Joe Barry defense was going to be high flying, high pressure, press the wide receivers, things like that. And I understand you don't have to press to be a high flying defense. The Seattle Seahawks and the Legion of Boom, they did not press. I understand that. But to the extent that I need the defense to step up today, I need us to ramp it up. I need Joe Burrow to get hit. Obviously, I don't want him to get hurt, but I need him to get hit. I need pressure. I need him to be worrying every single snap. Where in the world are these people coming from? What am I dealing with? That's one of the things that I liked about the old Dom Capers offense. I don't know if you guys remember the Psycho, where you would have 5 guys on the line of scrimmage. Maybe one of them had a hand in the ground and you knew they were rushing. Other than that, you had absolutely no clue where the pass rush was coming from, and it works. Now, it only worked for a period of time, but it did work for the sole reason that it was extremely confusing to any quarterback, especially younger quarterbacks. So Joe Burrow is not at a level yet where he can just look at an NFL defense and immediately know without any concern, any difference whatsoever. So that to me is the biggest thing. I need Green Bay to confuse Joe Burrow today. I need him to just not know what is coming at him every single time. So if the Green Bay Packers can do that defensively, if Joe Barry and our safeties can step up and make plays, the Green Bay Packers will have a good football game today. Joe Burrow is averaging 1 interception per game. That 1 turnover, in my opinion, will be plenty to take care of what the Green Bay Packers need to take care of. So I will ask again, defensively, what are you worried about for the Green Bay Packers? What are your keys to the game? Who are your MVPs going to be? Because I think this could be a very big football game, especially for some of our defenders. So my MVPs today, I called out Darnell Savage and Adrian Amos, but those aren't going to be my MVPs. My MVP is going to be Rashawn Gary. And this is going to be a way for me to subtly flex. So I don't know if anybody on Packers Twitter saw, but I tweeted out about Rashawn Gary's pass rush win rate. And everybody went crazy over it because it was ridiculous. He had a 70% pass rush win rate. That is really hard to say. He won 70% of his pass rush snaps last week, which is incredible. So I know Rashawn Gary is going to step up. And he is going to cause absolute hell for Joey B and this Bengals offense. So my MVP today is going to be Rashawn Gary. He's been getting the pressures, he's been getting the wins, and he's been getting hits on the quarterback. I need him to get sacks now. I need him to actually cause disruption to the point where he brings Joe Burrow to the ground and causes a loss for the Cincinnati Bengals. That's what I need from Rashawn Gary today, and that's what I am absolutely expecting. Jacob Westendorf's boy, Rashawn Gary, is going to do big things today. He's going to make sure that the Green Bay Packers get it done defensively, because when you got Preston Smith and Rashawn Gary going in on both sides, taking care of that pass rush, it makes everything easier. Then you don't have to worry about your edge rushers. You got Kenny Clark tearing things up in the middle. So that is a defense that I'm still comfortable with. And again, we've never pretended that the Green Bay Packers had to have a top 5, top 10 defense. They don't. Packers don't have to have that good of a defense to win a football game. They need to have 15, 18th ranked defense. Now, don't get me wrong. Would it be great to be Tom Brady and have top 5 defenses all the time and never have to worry about it and always have incredible talent surrounding you and never have to actually do anything? Yeah. But that's not the way the Green Bay Packers function. We're a team. We do it together. All in, no gap, no breaks, all gas. Woke up with our piss hot this morning, and the Green Bay Packers are going to go defeat the Cincinnati Bengals today. So last call, ladies and gentlemen, for your questions, for your comments, for your concerns. Green Bay Packers versus Cincinnati Bengals coming up here in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to let you go very soon. But once again, my offensive keys to the game, get the ball out quick, run the football. I need Jones and Dillon to have a lot of touches. And my MVP today is actually going to be A.J. Dillon on the offensive side of the ball. Runner-up, honorable mention will be Randall Cobb because I think he is once again a very big part of the offense today. Defensively, my MVP is going to be Rashawn Gary. My honorable mentions are going to be our safety group, Darnell Savage and Adrian Amos. I really do need those two to step up today. And my keys to the game on defense, get to the quarterback, blitz the quarterback, because we're going to need to create some unorthodox defense with Jair Alexander out for the next few weeks. And Eric Stokes, you got to step up. This is why we have you practice against Devontae Adams and practice every single week. It's for these moments, for the time when Jair Alexander got hurt. And it is hypothetically comforting that Alexander is not going to have season-ending surgery. That's good to hear, hypothetically. At least that's what everybody seemed to gather from Matt LaFleur. But we don't know what's actually going to happen. So until we have a verdict on Jair Alexander, Eric Stokes is cornerback 1, and that is what we just have to live with. That's what we're going to roll with. So this has been the pre-snap at Game On Wisconsin. Thank you to Artec Ventures once again for taking care of us. My name is MJ Hurley. You can follow me on Twitter at MJ Hurley Sports. I'll be back with you guys for the post route after the game. Hopefully a victorious post route. So go crack open a beer. Go grab some snacks. Enjoy a full Sunday of football. I'll see you guys around 3:30 or so, and then I'll let you go around 4 o'clock so you can go watch the Bears lose to the Las Vegas Raiders. So go Pack, go. Packers are going to win 31-21 today. It's going to be a bit of a high-scoring affair. However, the Green Bay Packers will handily take care of the Cincinnati Bengals. So once again, 31-20, Green Bay Packers over the Cincinnati Bengals today. This has been the pre-snap at Game On Wisconsin. My name is MJ Hurley. Thank you all for watching, interacting. I love you all. Go Pack, go, and I'll see you later.